Hey y'all, it's me, Miss B, and today we are going to solve rational expressions, starting with a review of proportions. So, starting with the first example, someone who is 6 feet tall creates a shadow that is 30 feet long. How tall is a building that has a shadow that is 160 feet long? Go ahead and draw a picture for this problem. Okay, so for this picture, you should have a little person that is 6 feet tall, and their shadow is 30 feet long. Okay, and then we have a building, put a little building that has a shadow of 130 feet. So I can create a proportion. So the object over the shadow so that I can solve this proportion. So I'm going to set up my proportion. I'm going to have my object. So actually, let's write it over here. So I'm going to have my object over my shadow and then my object over my shadow. So to solve, I can set those two things equal to each other and solve. So to solve, I'll cross multiply. So x times 30 and 6 times 130, so that's 780. Then I'll solve by dividing both sides by 30 to get x by itself. So then x is equal to 26. So that building is 26 feet tall. So that is the height of the building. Okay. All right. So next example, driving in the car, you travel 5 miles in 26 minutes. How long will it take you to travel 30 miles? Go ahead and draw some kind of representation of this. Okay. So you really could have drawn something to represent that, but really we're going to put our miles over our minutes. So miles over minutes. So for this first one here, I've got 5 miles in 26 minutes. And then this next one, I have 30 miles and an unknown amount of minutes. So 30 miles and an unknown amount of minutes. To solve, I'll cross multiply. So 5 times x and 26 times 30. Then I'll solve by dividing both sides by 5. And x is equal to 780 divided by 5. 100, no, that's all right. Yeah, it is 156. And that is minutes. Okay, so proportions are really important in math. So we are going to solve these actually the exact same way. So these proportions are just already given to us. So for this first proportion, go ahead and solve it on your own. What you should have done is you should have cross multiplied. So you get 7x equals 15. Divide both sides by 7 to get the x is 15 over 7. And we'll leave our answer as a fraction. Hop on over to the second example. Okay, so it's the same thing, except we have some factors that are not just single numbers. So we're going to still cross multiply. So 6 times x minus 2 and then cross multiply here. So x minus 2 times x minus 1, remembering those parentheses. Let's go ahead and FOIL and distribute. What am I doing? First, second. Okay, so on this one we get 6 times x is 6x, 2 times 6 is 12, x times x is x squared, x times negative 1 is negative x, negative 2 times x is negative 2x, and negative 2 times negative 1 is a positive 2. All right, let's combine like terms. So I have 6x minus 12 equals x squared minus 3x plus 2. All right, let's move everything to the other side. So I get 0 equals x squared minus 9x plus 14. And then I can factor these two. So I need two numbers that add to be negative 9, but multiply to be 14. Two numbers multiply to be 14 are 2 and 7, but we have to make them negative to add to be negative 9. So this is going to be x minus 2 times x minus 7. Set those both equal to 0. And solve. So x equals 2 and x equals 7. Okay. All right, we'll save that next one. Okay, so for this example here, I need to get this by itself. So I'm going to write this as 10 over 2, and then I'm going to subtract 1/2 from both sides. So I have x over 4 equals 10 minus 1 is 9. Let me write this up here so it looks a little cleaner. 10 minus 1 is 9 over 2, and then I can cross multiply. So I get 2x equals 36, and x equals 18. Okay, so we can use the least common denominator. That wasn't a really great example, but now we're going to use our least common denominator to get the common denominator. Then we are going to multiply by that least common denominator and solve. So I'll multiply this 4. I'm just rewriting the problem. Come in. And then I'm recording a video. Multiply by x plus 1 over x plus 1. So now I have 5x over x plus 1 equals 4x plus 4 over x plus 1 minus 5 over x plus 1. Now I can drop my denominator, and I have 5x equals 4x plus 4 minus 5. Now I can solve for x, combine like terms, so I have 5x equals 4x minus 1, subtract 4x, and x equals negative 1. All right, and that's all for today.